Hi guys, Trolls and Reactions, and welcome to my Season 2 review. I really have trouble speaking right now. This is a very promising start. But anyway, yeah, welcome to my review. I made a few different sections. I want to discuss my general thoughts, discuss my favorite episodes, least favorite episodes, and I also want to give you my wish list for the Season 3. And then I have a few questions for you. So yeah, I've written down some notes, but for the first season I handwritten my notes, but I have very bad handwriting, and a lot of times, or most of the times, I can't even recognize it myself. So this time I typed it. So if you're like, why is she avoiding eye contact like now? I'm actually checking my notes. Yeah. So anyways, maybe I should just start with my general thoughts. Need the notes. Alright. So first of all, the second season, in my opinion, I enjoyed it more than my opinion. I think the second season is better than the first season. I think that if you're looking at the quality of the episodes, it's more consistent. And not talking about the writing, I'm talking about the quality. I feel like there were less episodes where I was like, don't really see the point of, was a little bit, well, average. There were more standout episodes, more memorable episodes. I like that, even though that was also a thing in season 1, that in season 2 there's a bigger emphasis on their growth, on their, well, mainly about responsibility. They, in the first season they were coming into terms with their powers, and even though that they're still, mainly Piper, have to accept that they are witches, and it's just part of them, you can't really change that. Now they also have to accept the responsibilities that come with it. I mean, we had that very extreme episode, Morality Bites, where Phoebe even gets burned, but more about that later. But anyway, the point was that they had to learn that they have to protect the innocents. They don't get to punish the guilty ones. That's not their thing. It's not only about not using your powers for your own personal gain, but showing what it means to be a charmed one. Like Leo likes to shout, they have to take it. They have to take their responsibility very seriously. It's not just something. No, it's not just something they can just do some magic for fun. No, they have like a great power. Oh no, I wanted to say the Spider-Man line. I have to say it. With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, I'm a mess. But another thing that I also really enjoyed is, again, it's kind of similar to season 1, but how they get even closer and closer. But even though they get closer, they still learn. They still got to learn this season that they can't solve everything with magic. They can't defeat death. They have to be willing to sacrifice their sister if necessary. At the end of the day, they are the charmed ones, and they have to be willing to make those big decisions, to make the hard decisions, so that they can save humanity, so they can save the innocents people. I really hope I'm making some out of sense, yeah. But then a thing that I really didn't like in the second season is the love triangle. I'm still so annoyed. Yeah, the love triangle. Where do I even start? It's kind of. Let's start with Dan. When Dan first showed up, I believe that I liked him. I really hope that I get my memories right, but I do believe that I liked him. And he wasn't too bad. It was, a little bit of eye candy. But he kind of got like a personality implant. That's what I was talking about, that the writing isn't as consistent. Like, for example, we get Dan, and he has his niece. His niece, I think her name was Jenny. And she was, alright, I guess. She wasn't really that, she didn't really get my attention, if you know what I'm saying. So, he was a little bit awkward with her. He wanted to take care of her, but she didn't really like him at first. She was, a little bit rebellious. She preferred to hang out with Phoebe and with Piper as well. And Dan didn't even know, like, how to get tampons and stuff. I'm like, okay. He was a little bit embarrassed about it, but we got some funny scenes between him and Phoebe and Piper about it. I did like that, but what I don't get is that shows that he wasn't perfect, But then a few episodes later, when he gets into a relationship with Piper, suddenly he's like perfect in every way. He makes like breakfast for her breakfast for her on bed. He is very calm, very charming. He knows a lot. He never gets stressed. And in the baby episode, he knew how to deal with the baby, while the sisters were like struggling a lot, almost getting pee on themselves. And Dan was just like, just chill about it. He was like having fun seeing them struggle. And even though I enjoyed that, I was like, wait a minute, when did he get perfect? Because he wasn't perfect in the beginning. So what's up with that, writers? I mean, even the characters were acknowledging the fact that he is Mr. Perfect. Piper herself was getting more, she felt like he was a little bit too good for her, too good to be true. So that was a little bit weird, but I kind of liked Piper and Dan together. I liked them for a while. But then as soon as Leo got back, and then he even turned into a mortal, then things went sour real fast. It even, to be honest, it made me, the whole love triangle was so annoying that it actually made me like Leo and Piper a little bit less for a while. Don't panic. But I remember really being like hard eyes for them in season 1, and then in this season, like whenever they started to show up, Leo and Piper in the same scene, I was like anxious. I was getting like, oh no, is this gonna mean that Dan is gonna walk in, and then Leo and Dan are going to be like this evil side eye, like I know what you're doing, or like jealousy, like I can't act, so I can't really, but you know what I want to say. So it's really, I don't know, it really annoyed me. And with Piper, someone pointed out to me, thank you, that Piper did then asked for a chance, to make it work at the beginning before they got into a relationship. And Piper was like, alright, we can give it a try. Well, not literally, but something like that. So she did make it clear that she was willing to try. But the thing is, I've forgotten about that. So while they were in a relationship, I was getting more and more annoyed at Piper. Like, even though that Dan was totally doing a lot of wrong things and and increasingly became more and more possessive, I was also annoyed at Piper. I felt like she could have been more clear. I felt like she should have ended things. I mean, for us, the viewers, for her sisters, I mean, for everyone except Leo himself and Piper herself, she was clearly in love with Leo. Still, she always loved Leo. And yeah, she had a nice time with Dan, but it was never that serious as with Leo. So, it would have been fine for like a few episodes, but it kind of felt like this was going on for like half the season. And I was so over it. And I mean, you guys, I mean, you definitely remember how happy I was when she finally made her decision, finally. So yeah, that was, I really don't like love triangles. Most of the time, I don't know. Love triangles, maybe they can be fun if they're well written, but most of the time they're not. In this case, I really don't think that Sean did a great job with this. I'm sorry. But yeah, so speaking about inconsistency, like I said, well, did I say it? Whatever. Like Jenny, she appeared at the beginning of the season, then she just disappeared, and we got this small throwaway line that she was back with her aunt, I guess? I think? So, I still don't get the use of her. Let me check. Also, what I really I'm still not a fan of that, is that I don't remember which episode it was, but then suddenly we're expected to believe that warlocks were always able to blink. Where they disappear and then reappear at a different place. Nah, I was really annoyed, and I'm actually relieved that even though that seemed like was going to be heavily incorporated into the series, it didn't really happen. I think in the first episodes after the introduction, we got like a few warlocks who kept on playing the whoops, now here, up, now there, woohoo game. Yeah, thank God that didn't really last that long. I can't even remember when was the last time that they blinked. I really can't remember, but yeah, I have a bad memory, so I don't know. I just don't like that. When it was introduced, and I think in the episode with Cass, I'm really bad at explaining names, from Supernatural, In that episode, I was getting pissed. I was like, stop appearing and disappearing. Stop making me believe that it also happened in season 1. Because if that was true, a lot of their wins of the sisters wouldn't have happened, you know. Yeah, so that's kind of like the main things that are coming from me, like inconsistencies. I mean, Charmed does kind of have a history of rewriting things or writing history or some plot holes. And again, most of the time I don't really care. I think it's more important to have character development and stuff like that. So I don't really care about plot holes, but in this case it was a little bit like about small things, but like a lot of times in a short amount of time. That was a weird sentence. So it sometimes it kind of took me out of it. Now back to the positives. I loved how the shows keep expanding the world and the lore, and we get even more background information about family and about her mom, for example. More about that later. I do like the introduction of P3. Sometimes I do miss the restaurant. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's kind of... I kind of like the restaurant setting, but I think that P3 is going to be better in the long run, and it did give us some great songs. So yeah, I think that's the kind of general thoughts. I mean, maybe for the finale, I already said this, but the finale, even though that I didn't enjoy the finale, I kind of expected more of it. I do believe that the season 1 finale was, I don't know, for me, not that I enjoyed it way more, no. Still thinking about you, Andy. But quality-wise, I don't know, I still think that it was better than the finale of the second season. It didn't really feel like a finale. I don't know. Maybe because the episode before that, we literally had an apocalypse countdown, you know? We have a apocalypse countdown, and then from having an apocalypse countdown to the finale we got, it was a little bit weird. I mean, I did believe for a second that something happened to Prue. You really don't want to make me believe that. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, did enjoy the finale, but expected something more. But more about that later as well. So yeah, let's get to my favorite episodes. Scrolling. Favorite episodes. I actually wanted to pick 5 favorite episodes, but I kinda ended up with 7. So these are my favorite episodes. It doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy the other episodes as well. Totally not. I just went to my playlist and just thought to myself which episode did I found the most memorable or which episode I found the most fun. So it doesn't mean that one of my favorite episodes is like the best quality wise. It's just an episode where I remember where I really had a lot of fun or really appreciated the storyline and so on. But yeah, first up, and it's in chronological order, is Morality Bites. So the second episode. Yeah, this episode was a lot, and I remember that I was pretty mad at the ending. But yeah, let's start off with Blonde Prue. Yeah, my reaction, I actually watched that part. I was so not ready to see Prue with blonde hair. But yeah, it was nice to see her with a different look, and she kind of looked like a movie star to me. I really loved that she was super successful, very ambitious. Wasn't really a fan of her attitude, and that she didn't seem as close with her sisters as we usually see. But it was nice, and I really want Prue to be extremely successful. And I kind of want that part of the future to be true, but then, you know, to be as close to her sisters as she is now. I also really like that moment where she used her power at the attic, and we got like this huge explosion something. I was like, wow, like how strong are they going to be? I still can't. Yeah, Piper as well, her power was also increased. She throws like everything everywhere. It was quite amazing. A little bit, it was a little bit scary. Well, not scary, but like after she used her powers, we saw like the angry Leo, and it was so weird to see Leo angry. Now I'm kind of, well, it sounds weird when I'm saying used to. It's not like he's angry all the time, but more like how can I say this? Like I think back then, if you think back about season 1, most of the time it was just like happy and smiley and very innocent. And then this was like the first episode where he wasn't that smiley, you know. So yeah, that was kind of an event. And of course, we saw Piper, her daughter, and Leo is the father. So yeah, again, something I want to be true. I kind of want them to be together if you don't get any more love triangles. and I do want her to have a daughter, but of course I don't want all the negative effects. I do want her daughter to be able to use magic, and I want Leo to be happy and smiley as he was in the first season. Yeah, then the like disturbing things. Jesus. Phoebe, who turns out to be evil. Future Phoebe, and later on found out that the past Phoebe as well, is evil. And she actually wanted to take revenge. So Leo explains that one of her friends, her dear friends, get killed because of the, well, I forgot the person's name, but anyway, Phoebe wants to avenge that person, so she kills him, and we like throughout the episode, I was a little bit confused, like how can she even kill someone with a passive power? How does that work? But turns out that her power was involved as well, and she was like floating in the air and using her hands and like kind of how do you say it? Like shocking the brain. I don't know. It was very disturbing. Still not really sure what happened, but the person died, and that's why she, that's like a turning point. Like you're not supposed to do that, and it's quite an understatement. So she had to burn, and I was very annoyed with the episode. I remember that Leo, even though that he knew that it wasn't the future Phoebe, it was the past Phoebe, or present Phoebe, or good Phoebe, the Phoebe we love, he still was like, no, you deserve to be punished, and you should, I don't know, you should just get punished. And I was very mad about that. I'm still kind of like, it isn't the right Phoebe, but alright. Phoebe felt the same way. She got like this realization just before she got burned that, we can't punish the guilty. We have to protect the innocent. We can't do that, because if you start with something like that, as they were doing at the beginning of the episode, where someone was always was never cleaning up dog poop, and Phoebe, Piper, I think all three of them were like, we gotta punish him, even though that's like something small and just a little bit of revenge. I believe it was like that he was going to step into dog poop, something like that. I don't know. But the thing is, it was something small, and you would be like, who cares? But it starts off small, and it can get worse and worse and worse, and then, oops, you're committing murder. So yeah, she had to learn that in an extremely hard way, and I still think that they should have found another way. And she got burned. For real. She felt it. She felt her skin like, ooh. And that was a lot. But, yeah. It was a lot, but they needed to learn the hard way. And this episode is definitely iconic. Definitely an episode I won't forget, even though I have very bad memory. And I also, I did like that little reveal as well at the ending, that the guy who was never cleaning up his dog's poop, he turned out to be the witch hunter, the one who was going after witches in the future and making sure they're gonna burn. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm very curious, because this series has 8 seasons, so I'm wondering if we're going to have see some parts of the future in the later seasons. I'm very curious about that, but don't tell me, please. Alright, then, next episode is The Painted World. Maybe some of you are going to be surprised, I have no idea. Just if I'm looking at views, I'm assuming that this is not as popular as some other episodes, I don't know. But I really like this episode. This is an episode that I'm definitely going to watch a lot of times. I don't know, I'm not saying it's like the best quality wise again, but it's just one of my favorites. It's subjective, it's my opinion. But the idea of someone living inside a painting, I don't know, I just think it's both terrifying as hilarious. Like just some little person living inside a painting. I don't know, it's just weird, but I like the idea. Like not in real life, but in the show. And a lot of scenes made me, reminded me of a lot of video games, especially when they are inside the painting, and when Prue was trying to figure out how she can contact her sisters from inside the painting house, and she had to make sure that, like, at the windows, I think with the fireball, that they can see the lights. It kind of felt like they're an objective in a video game. You have to work together with an artificial intelligence, with an NPC. I just love that. Um, the only thing that not only thing, but yeah, like the big thing that I don't really like is the placement of the episode. I kind of feel like it shouldn't have been placed after Morality Bites, because this episode also has like a little bit of a sub storyline. Well, not really sub storyline, where Phoebe makes herself smarter with magic, so she uses power for her own gain. And I'm like, girl, you just got burned at the stake. You just got burned. You felt your flesh like ugh, and you're already messing up with magic just for fun. I mean, yeah, I know that technically it wasn't really for fun because she felt like she was dumb, which she definitely isn't. But still, it kind of felt weird. But it's kind of something I had to accept, because a lot of times throughout the series we have that they still doing things for their own gain, or like things you can kind of consider like punishment. I don't know, and that isn't really But yeah, they're still learning. They're still learning. I mean, we wouldn't really have a show if they would just be the perfect, good little witches, Wouldn't be as entertaining. Which I do like that at the end of the day that she saved everyone, not with the spell, because the spell didn't work anymore. She wasn't smart anymore, but she used her own wit and she saved the day and the cat. I also like the bad guys reveal. I mean, I think I should have known. I think it was pretty obvious, but at the time, not really. I was not really sure about why the girlfriend of the warlock was willing to desperately wanted to sell the painting, and I wasn't sure about him. But then it turned out to both be warlocks and to be a couple. I don't know, I like that. And yeah, I also like that that scream that Piper made when she also ended up in the painting. Iconic. Alright, next episode is not as fun, but very good. And it is P3H2O. I'm sorry about the pronunciation. Yeah, this is a very emotional episode, and it made me cry. Damn. But yeah, it gave us, again, like background information about the family. And about how their mom died. I believe we already knew that their mom drowned, but we weren't sure, like, how exactly. We got reminded again that Prue, her biggest fear is to end up as her mom, and to be more precise, to drown as well. But not just the drowning part, but that she will end up alone. Well, not alone, but without somebody to love, without a partner, and then died a horrible way. Because she, even though she isn't technically their mom, she is kind of like a mom figure to her sisters. So it was really painful to see Prue like that, but she did kind of overcome her fear and also helped save the day. But yeah, another thing is Phoebe, her horrible vision. She literally had to get a vision about how their mom died. She felt it, and it was really well acted. I just wanted to get into the screen and hug her and be like, it's gonna be alright. But yeah, this is real life, so can't do that. I also really loved the parallel they drew between the Leo and Piper relationship and their mom and her White Lighter relationship. That was, I was surprised that their mom was also in love with a White Lighter. But I think it was a nice surprise. It makes me anxious about Leo and Piper's future daughter. I do hope it's not foreshadowing. At this point in the series, I'm not sure if they do a lot of foreshadowing, and again, don't tell me, but in Buffy there's quite a lot of foreshadowing, so sometimes I get a little bit nervous. I'm like, why are they putting like an emphasis on this, and we're gonna see this again? But yeah, the look that Leo gave Piper when Sam was was sharing about what happened and how he felt, that said it all. But yeah, Sam, like, he really didn't deserve that. I really liked the touching moments he had with Prue, but then he ended up sacrificing himself in a very horrible way, and Prue actually had to help him sacrifice himself, because he was like, take me, and the water demon, was starting to draw me from her side as well. And then he gave the sign to Prue, and Prue flipped the switch with her powers, and then he got electrocuted. So yeah, that was a lot. But to still end on a fun note, I'm still wondering if the children ever took a shower again. Yeah. So, anyways, next episode. So this episode's like, I don't know, a guilty pleasure episode, but I have to mention it. The episode 9, Mrs. Hellfire. Of course. Well, first of all, Prue was looking fine. Yeah, I think that says it all. But yeah, it had a great action-packed beginning. I think, I believe, I was quite shocked. I think it was first like a pretty normal beginning, but then suddenly we got like gunshots, the windows got destroyed, the sisters flew under the ground, and it was a lot. And then this Miss Hellfire here inside with her outfit. I was like, what is this? What kind of show is it? Am I still watching Charmed? But yeah, it definitely got me excited, and I really like those beginnings where you're immediately inside the action, we're immediately getting a lot of adrenaline pumping scenes. I like that. So yeah, I was like, okay, I'm awake and I'm seeing everything. I'm not missing anything. Really enjoyed that. It's also the episode where Daryl finds out that they have powers. Initially, I was a little bit disappointed with the reaction. I expected more, but you guys rightfully told me that, it's not as weird, that he isn't that shocked, because he already saw a lot of weird things. Like, for example, that nasty ass long tongue from that succubus. For that succubus. It was really, he saw that. So he's a little bit used to weird things. It's also the episode where Piper gets like a new power. Still bad at pronouncing that as astral. It sounds like I'm saying something else. Projection. I was so confused, but now I really like that power. At the beginning I didn't really get it, but now it gave a nice touch. Plus, it also, now I think about it, it also evens the playing field a little bit, because the Warlocks can blink, but now she can do something kind of similar to that as well. So yeah, I like that. I also have to again mention the clothes. The clothes were awesome. I want the clothes myself as well. So many cool clothes. Prue looked great in it. Approve. The chemistry between Piper and Bane I was surprised that they do have a lot of chemistry, but one of you told me that the actors had a relationship in real life. So if that is true, that explains a lot, because woo, they needed a room. Also the return of I'm still not sure how to say his name, Barbas. You know, the one who finds out your true fear and then likes to let you die at that same fear. He returned. He grew on me. When I first saw in season 1, I wasn't really that impressed by him. Not sure what was wrong with me. Maybe I didn't slept enough, because now I'm like, girl, what were you saying? I do really like him, and I do hope that he's gonna return. I like him. He's great at it, and you can see that the actor enjoys playing that role. Then the club scene. The club scene when when Prue walked in. I don't think I even need to say anything. Also want to mention the eye contact between Piper and Bane. Woof! And evil Prue is scary. She was scary, but I did enjoy that because Phoebe and Piper were telling her, like, sharing the memories they made together when they were little, that she got back to normal. So yeah, fun episode. Then the next episode is the episode 12, Awakened. First off, let me start with the fun part. Well, I wasn't as happy with that at the moment, but the freaking mad ninja. I wasn't lying when I said I was gonna have nightmares about that. I did get some nightmares. I'm still mad about that. But you know, now that I don't see him on screen, it is kind of funny when you think about it. And I don't even know why it still worked, even though it's a little bit ridiculous. I mean, it's kind of a serious episode, and then we have this mad ninja doll running around. But for me, they kind of made it work. You know, it kind of worked. It was weird, but it kind of helped make it a little bit less, dark and sad, this episode. But yeah, this episode was extremely well acted. I mean, they always act very well, but in this episode they did get even more better material, especially with the scenes where Piper was like dying. Excuse me, not okay at all. But yeah, even though that it hurt to watch, the scene where Piper was basically, well, not begging, but sort of asking her sister to, like, please reverse the awaken spell, so that they can reverse the side effects, where other people got affected as well. It was very hard to see their faces and to be like, no, because if we reverse the spell, then you're going to slip into a coma, or maybe worse, you might die. You'll probably die. But they knew that they had to do it, even though they didn't. And Piper, I mean, I wouldn't be able. If I was Piper, I was like, oh, well, that sucks for the side effects, but I don't want to die, so whoops, bye. I'm gonna go to Mexico. But yeah, no, she showed again that she is a true charmed one. So they reversed the spell, and then we got those horrible scenes where she was, like, for real dying. And I was so confused. I watched it. I was like, what is going on? But a lot of times this series does manage to make me feel like they're gonna die. And it was definitely one of them. But yeah, even though it was horrible to watch, it was still worth it, because we got the scene where Leo brings Piper back to life. Beautiful light, beautiful acting, a lot of emotions. It was just perfect. And she got back. And yeah, at the time I did really like Dan, and we didn't really, I mean, the love triangle wasn't as annoying to me back then, but I felt really bad when Piper got back and she was like saying Leo's name, and Dan was totally heartbroken. That was well acted by him as well. I have to give him props for that. That was well acted. So checking my notes. Oh, but yeah, definitely a reminder again that the sisters can't fix everything with magic. But thank God that Leo managed to fix it, kinda. Oh, and also, I forgot about that, but it was also the episode where Prue quits her job. And also, I think also, and was it also the episode she ended things with Jack? I think so. But yeah, she was looking for something new. And even though, I'm still kind of sad that she quit her job. I mean, I will always love Prue and whatever she's doing, but I don't know, I really liked her old job and that setting. I kind of related to that more than someone who makes, someone who's a photographer. But when she quit her job, I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is something new. I'm excited for what she's gonna do next. So that's nice. Next episode is Murphy's Luck, episode 16. But I don't feel like, I don't know, I don't want to get into it again, but it does have a special place in my heart. And if you haven't watched my reaction yet, you can check out my thoughts in the reaction video. Then last up we have Chick Flick episode 18. So I just really love watching this episode. I think in this episode I smiled so much. I think in this episode I smiled the most, I believe. It was just, I kept on smiling. Like the whole episode was like, yeah, I enjoy this and thank you for making my day. It was really the episode I needed. I believe I had like a pretty, excuse my language, but shitty day. So this helped a lot. But yeah, Billy and Phoebe were so cute together. I love the Billy character as well, by the way. Not just them together, but just Billy on his own. They did a great job with casting him. Because in that one episode with Cupid, I didn't like the Cupid character, didn't like the portrayal, nope. But Billy, it did work for me. He did seem like a real innocent man, well, boy more. But he also got the comedic timing on point. The scenes where he got like stabbed, and I was like, oh shit, but then he was like, oh, they can't hurt me, and he saved the girls just by being stabbed. I was like, okay, that's also a power, I guess. Yeah, it was also fun. The killers and the music, oh my god, the music in this episode totally made it. It didn't have that awesome slasher movie music. It wouldn't have worked. But the chase scenes, I wish we had more chase scenes like that. But normally I'm just like very stressed out. Now, even though I still didn't want them to be hurt, I was kind of like a weird mix of like scared but also like entertained. I was like, yeah, keep on running and give me that music. It was just a lot of fun. Yeah, also definitely one of episodes I'm gonna rewatch a lot of times. Oh yeah, it was also that Prue got to work with one of her inspirations, someone who meant a lot to her, like a star, but he turns out to be an ass. But even though I got mad, I am happy that Prue got to expose him by taking an awesome picture of where you can totally see his arrogance, and she also gave him a great speech. But then, unfortunately, her film or photo roll got destroyed. It got burned. But it was a nice touch that she also defeated the enemy by letting the film roll being burned as well, by being too, what was it, overexposed, something like that. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun. And also a small moment that I want to point out that I liked was that Piper and Leo were trying to have a normal date, and things didn't go as well as they planned, and Leo had to go because he got called again. And she was like, "Whoa, wait, don't orb out. I just want, can I at least have a normal exit?" And I don't know, I just thought it was funny. He was like, "Okay," and then he, walked out like a normal person to the exit. I don't know, it was a small moment, but it was cute. And also, please protect Mr. Clean. Don't be mean against Mr. Clean, okay? He fab. So yeah, those were my favorite episodes. So now let's go to my least favorite episodes. So I think I have 3 least favorite episodes. There's only one episode that to be a drama queen about, that I really dislike, maybe even despise. But the other 2 episodes are more episodes were that were forgettable or just a little bit too weird for me. So first up is the 4th episode, The Devil's Music. And this episode only made the list because I really didn't even know what it was about. I completely forgot about it. I was checking out my list yesterday, my playlist, and why do I keep holding this? I'm sorry about that. I was checking my playlist and was looking throughout the titles, and with this episode, it's like The Devil's Music. What was the storyline? And I was like staring for maybe a minute. I was like, I don't even know. So I clicked my reaction, and I actually had to rewatch my reaction just to find out what's about. But again, I always forgot it about. So it's, for me, it's very forgettable. But when I rewatched it, my reaction, I did like that the P3 was introduced in this episode, and the demon looked gross, but in a good way. So it's not a bad episode, but it's just very forgettable for me. So yeah, that's why it made the list. Next is the episode 13, Animal Pragmatism, and this is actually the only reaction up to this point where I have a thumbnail where I directly look into the camera, and I have this face of like, "Are you serious?" Like that kind of facial expression, because this is definitely an "Are you serious?" episode. Because first up, sex with animals. You gotta be kidding me. Everyone can be desperate at a certain point of life. A lot of people want to have a special personal life, or just, have a special time. But with animals, how about no? I don't care that they were turned into humans. They were still animals. It was so gross. I'm still wondering what the heck the writers were thinking. Were they maybe high? I don't know. Maybe I don't want to know. It was just weird. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is on my least favorite episode, but it did have a few fun moments, and it was just so, again, my opinion, it was just so stupid that it kind of made it fun sometimes to watch. Let me say it this way: it was fun to react to. Yeah, it was a weird episode. It was fun to react to, but if I wasn't reacting to it, I would be more annoyed. It was just weird. I don't know. But yeah, it's more. I don't know. I think it's more of my memorable reactions. I don't know. But this episode, nope. Definitely on the skip list. And the last episode, I don't think it's a surprise for anyone who watched every reaction of mine. Thank you, by the way. But it's episode 17. I don't even know how to say the title. How to make a guild out of Americans. So this is the only child episode at this point that I really don't like, that I really dislike. Like I said, the animal episode had a few fun moments. The Devil's music episode's just, forgettable. But this episode had a lot of scenes or moments, or just a storyline that was just getting angry. I was a little bit like, ugh, why do I have to watch this episode? I was actually shocked when the episode was over and I had to share my thoughts. I was like, what did I even say? Because I want to be honest, and I don't want to be after the episode be like, I love this episode. Yeah, I love this episode. While I'm actually like, eesh, this episode, I don't know, it just didn't work for me. The storyline annoyed me. The oh shit, sorry, I'm messing up my lip balm. Anyway, the fake aunt, well, not really aunt, but friend of the grandma was annoying me. I don't know. It's just an annoying episode. I wish I can be more. I wish I could express it in a better way. I wish I could give more and a better explanation why I don't like it, but I just can't. And I'm just gonna give the excuse that English isn't my first language. So that's it for this review for this episode. Yeah. So I gave my general thoughts, my favorite episodes, least favorite episodes. Now I wanna give you my wish list for season 3. Because I wanted to add something more to my review. I don't want to talk about favorite powers. That's still pretty much the same as the first season. And Prue is still my favorite. Yes, Team Prue. So why not, instead of just thinking about what is gonna happen season 3, I'm gonna make a wish list. So first up, I want the more badass grandma. Yeah, I want to see her again. I don't want them to use her too much because maybe that will kind of lessen the impact of her. But I do want to see her more, so I'm hoping that we're gonna have another episode where maybe we're gonna see something like another monster that grandma fought against, or maybe her grandma is gonna be visible again, because in the first episode, in the premiere of this season, they could see the grandma, and the grandma was giving them hope, and they were like, if you are able to see me now, who knows what's gonna happen in the future. So I do hope we're gonna have more moments like that. Another thing is that I don't want any blinking warlocks. I just don't like it. I don't know. It just annoys me. I just want warlocks to be like the classic warlocks of season 1, no blinking. If they want to go away, they're just gonna run. Just run. Don't teleport. Nope, no thanks. I also want Phoebe to have another power like Prue. Maybe an active power. Like I do feel bad a lot of times that Phoebe feels, isn't as proud as a power anymore, or a lot of times because she feels isn't as cool or isn't as flashy. But her power is actually very useful, and a lot of times, if she didn't have her visions, a lot of times they wouldn't be able to save the day, maybe even never. But it would be nice if she could have like a little active power with it as well. But if she does get another power, I don't want that to I don't want that she can't that she isn't gonna use martial arts anymore, because I do really like that. That's actually her active power, She's so badass, and in the beginning I wasn't really that sure if it's gonna work, but now I'm looking forward to whenever she's giving an enemy a big kick or a big slap. So please keep that going. I also want Prue to get a promotion at a job. I'm not even sure how that works, because she's a photographer, so I really don't know how that works. But maybe, maybe eventually she can kind of end up like being the boss of a magazine. I don't know, everything can happen, because nothing will be being a photographer, but I just want Prue to be in some kind of more of a leading role or something. I don't know, I just want that for Prue. I also want Prue, as weird as that sounds, but I want her to get more in touch with that dark side, because I kind of little get that with Mrs. Hellfire, but I was a little bit like light version. Because the thing is, I know that there's a lot of focus on Phoebe, that she is, that the chances are high that she's gonna turn evil because she was born, the only one of them born inside of the house, which is in the middle of the pentagram. Her past self was evil, her future self was evil, so she's gonna turn evil eventually, I guess. But I feel like a lot of times they're overlooking Prue as well, because Prue also had a lot of messed up moments. A lot of times she was willing to kill someone or to take revenge. Uh, you're willing to go a step further, um, and I feel like she can. I feel like she can. If you give her that storyline, I feel like she's gonna kill it, and I kind of want that. I kind of want like a story arc, or maybe where she's and not evil, be like possessed evil, but no, she herself evil. So it's kind of I kind of conflicted about because I want Prue to be happy, but at the same time I want messed up storylines because when I'm watching a messed up storyline, I'm not happy. But after it sunk in and after I got the time to process it, I appreciate it as long as it's well written. So give me the messed up shit. um, yeah, I also want a happy and steady Leo and Piper relationship. Just, assuming that in this season, well, next season, Leo is going to be, like, in the whole season, assuming that, I don't want any more drama. Like, if it's gonna be drama, I want, like, little drama, like a typical couple fights, like, small things, but no more love triangles. And also, honestly, I kind of over all the talk about how are we gonna make it work, you're a witch, I'm a white lighter, and can't have a normal life. Can we let that rest for like one season, please? I just want them to be happy, because I gotta feel like a lot of writers, so not only Charmed, think that in order to write an interesting relationship, you have to have drama all the time. No, you can still have an interesting relationship if it's well written. So please do that for season 3. I just want them to be happy, please. Oh yeah. Also, I didn't even wrote that down on the list, but it's something I remember now. But I also want to see where where Leo is usually going, because last time we saw them, if I remember correctly, Piper was going with Leo. She was like, I want to see where you are when you're being called away, and I want to see that for myself. I hope they're not gonna just talk about it. I want to see it with my own eyes. I also would like to see more demons as the premiere one. Not in every episode, but I remember that the demon of the premiere was with makeup, practical effects. And I just always love that look. I love that in Buffy, I love that in Angel, I love that in the first episode I watched of Farscape. I really appreciate it when something looks really alien or monster-like, and not just like evil eyes or something. So I hope that we get a few episodes where there's maybe like a more classic demon or something like. But I'm kind of conflicted about it because I'm not even sure if it would work. It's a little bit difficult because it sounds we really used at seeing warlocks who look human most of the time, so it can be difficult. But hey, they also managed to do that with the Devil's Music episode, so who knows? I also wrote down no daddy drama. Not interested. Yeah, like in this episode we got a few hints. I kind of felt like he was gonna return because there was this question about the birthday card. Piper signed it and she was asking Phoebe and Prue, and they both didn't want to, and Piper didn't understand why. I was like, you don't know why? Eventually Phoebe did ended up about signing the card, but Prue still declined, and I'm still behind Prue. So I was scared that he was gonna show up. Fortunately, he didn't. So I really hope he's not gonna return season 3 as well. I do know that it is gonna return at a certain point, because one of you told me that he was gonna be played by a different actor later on. So again, guys, be careful with spoilers, please. So I know that it's gonna return, but please not season 3. Another of our wishes is that I want more follow-up episodes. I want more story arcs. Again, I really have no idea about how the show is going to be structured, because I keep on thinking about the Buffy structures, big bad, story arcs, and a few filler episodes. But Charmed at this point mostly has, standalone episodes and not really a big bad. But it kind of seems like they're willing to make a big bad, because we are talking more and more about the source. And now, recently they had to work together with the evil guys, who got like counterparts about the people who Leo is working for. So it kind of seems we're gonna be having a more well, not explicit sounds weird in that context, but main guys who are more the forefront and not just the background. So I'm excited about that. I just want like 2 parts or something. I just want an episode. I'd be like, to be continued or something. I don't know. I just like that. I want that. Yeah, a finale with big consequences. Um, you know, again, the finale of season 2 wasn't bad, but something more like season 1, but then without, like, I know I'm a hard person to please because I want an epic finale, but of course I don't want anybody to die. But at the same time, I kind of feel like someone has to die to have a big epic finale. So I really don't know. Maybe if you make the finale a 2-parter, then it kind of makes it feel more like an epic finale for me. But I don't know. I just want a big epic finale. Yeah, like I said, maybe a big bad, but like I mentioned, it already seems like we're gonna have a big bad. Because again, I do miss sometimes Prue's boss from the first season because I really felt like he was gonna be the big bad, but he died, as well as his girlfriend. Still kind of a shame. I wish they didn't do that. I really like those two. I don't know. Yeah. I also have. I mean, I think I already showed it in my season 1 review. Are my hands gross? No, right? But so these were already bought a while ago, but I haven't looked at them then. So I have the DVD box of the second season. So I only have season 1 and season 2 for now because I got advised to not buy the follow-up seasons. I should wait after I finish the season and then I can buy the DVD box if I want, because I might be spoiled by DVD art. So this is probably gonna be the last DVD box for a while. So yeah, I do like the colors, orange, and of course my Prue in the center. I love that. So yeah, I do love that it's consistent with season 1, same design. Because a lot of times I get annoyed when I buy a box set of different seasons and then they keep on changing things. I'm like, dude, I want to put it in my cabinet and make sure that it all lines up. But they don't understand that a lot of times. But yeah, love that. And I know that there's also a Blu-ray release of the first season, and I do want to buy that. I almost bought the Blu-ray of the first season, but then I thought, nah, I'm gonna wait for a while. Like I'm kind of debating if I should wait after the whole Charmed is remastered. But then I also heard that they're not even sure they're gonna remaster the whole series. They first want to see how much season 1 sells and stuff, so I'm not sure because I do want to support it. And from what I can gather, the Charm Blu-ray is way better than the Buffy Blu-ray. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. Yeah. So yeah, then I have some questions for you. Yeah, you're gonna do some work as well. Well, first of all, kind of cliche, but what are your favorite and least favorite episodes this season? Please tell me, and you can just say the titles or you can say why. I love reading it. Then I also have a question for my own, ego. I don't know. But what was do you have a favorite reaction of mine? Like what season 2 reaction was one of your favorites? Maybe a moment you were like, oh god, remember when Marley was like dodging like that guy with the axe or stuff? I really don't know why I keep on dodging stuff when I'm watching. Like I don't even realize it while watching it, and then I'm editing the episode. I'm like, why am I dodging? Another question. Do we mostly share the same opinions? Do you feel like, I'm kind of feel the same way as you? Or are you like, what? How can you say that episode is one of your favorites? Mess. I mean, please be respectful about it, but I am curious. And yeah, then the last question is, how have you found my channel? Did you search for Charmed reactions? Did someone recommend the channel to you? I'm just very curious. But yeah, that's it for this video. I have no idea how long this is. I'm feeling like it's shorter than my first review. And I feel like it's a little bit less chaotic. Yeah. But anyways, thank you so much. And again, thank you so much for your support. I'm so happy that we finished season 1 and season 2, and I'm very excited to start season 3. There's a big chance I'm gonna start after this review. Actually, I'm very excited because everyone's keep telling me it's so good, so I have high expectations. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But again, I can't thank you enough. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, who liked, who viewed the videos, who became a patron. I don't know, just whatever. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy that you're still here and get ready to continue. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Bye.